All right, buddy. So, what's your name and where you from for the people that ain't seen the first part? How many parts have we done? One or two?
We did one.
One. Okay. If they ain't seen the first
Yeah.
one, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yo, what's up, y'all? My name's Stacks. I'm from Pennsylvania. Me and Josh did an interview probably, I say about 3 months ago, maybe
Uh huh.
somewhere around like that.
It might
Just
be a
yeah,
little
man.
longer than that. It seems like it's been a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, it's probably a little longer than 3 months, maybe 4, 5, something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, if y'all didn't get that episode, go check it out.
Yeah. I'll leave it linked in the description of the video for y'all to check
Uh,
out. But it was a pretty crazy story. Talked about a riot over a peanut butter jelly for the most part, right?
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much,
Yeah.
yeah.
And this was in what prison? It was in Pennsylvania. What prison was it?
Yeah, it wasn't a prison. It was a
Oh yeah, it was
like a juvenile
yeah.
placement.
I remember now. I
Yeah,
remember now.
it was in Danville, Pennsylvania.
Okay. I've had quite a bit of people on from Pennsylvania. Actually, a couple people recently. You ain't recognize any of those cats I've had on?
Nah, man, nah. The guy that you just had on with the tattoos is from a like an area pretty far away from where I'm from. Nah, man, I didn't really recognize none of them.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. You know, there's a lot
Hmm.
of people that's done time in the prisons I've been in. I ain't seen none of them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So,
exactly. Yeah, that's one of those things.
okay. Well, let's get this out in the open. You got a new child, correct?
Yes, sir, man. She was just
Huh?
born last month on the 10th.
How was it? First one?
Nah, well, it's my second. I got two. I got one other daughter, and then I got a stepdaughter. So it's really my third. But
Oh, so
first
you
time
ain't
I
you
was
ain't
able
too
to.
new to it.
Nah. But it was my first time actually being able to be in the delivery room, snip the cord, be the first hand she was in. It's a beautiful feeling, man.
Ain't it, man? See, I missed my first
So
with my twins. I missed that. I was in the hole. I was locked up. But when I got out, I was able to do that with my other kids. Man, it's totally different feeling when you're actually, there. But that's awesome,
yeah,
man. You got your child. And that that kind of brings me into what I want to talk about. I talked about with my last guest. How long you been to prison? How long did you go to prison for? And what'd you do first?
all right. So man, for me it was kind of like straight from juveniles straight into prison, man. I was 18. I had just gotten out of like a 3 year bid, basically juvenile life bid, and I committed a burglary. Committed a burglary, and but the thing of it is, as I was doing it, we didn't even get into the house. The guy that was there ended up answering the door with a shotgun, and fucking yeah, me and the guy that I was with, we took off, and that's
Would
what
y'all
kind
think
of
he weren't
started.
home or something?
Yeah, see, we were doing some recon on the place, and
Yeah.
I knew the people, so they were supposed to be actually on a hunting trip. And then we got there early in the morning, man, and tried to break into the place. And come to find out that they were home. The dude answered the door like, so we took off running. He's yelling at us, "Oh, stop, or I'ma shoot!" But you know, when you're in that state, you know, you're clouded. You're just thinking, get away. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what started my adult I guess you could career of
Yeah. Criminal
being in and
career.
out of jail. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's just like a web, you know. Once you get in, it's like hard to get out.
You break into the house, you run off, get caught up, you go to prison. Did you come out and go back any other times after that?
Yeah. So what happened was, I was 18 and I was originally charged with felony one burglary, felony one home invasion because it was an occupied residence. But after my lawyer ended up getting knocked down to like attempted burglary because we didn't actually get into the house.
Yeah.
We only got into the garage, and I did like a year. I did like a year for that, and I came out, and I was out maybe, dude, not even 3 months, bro. And I went straight back. And when I went back, I see what happened was I came out and I just went MIA. I was like, man, these guys, I'm not going to see my PO, and I had a warrant, so I was on the run for a little bit, doing my thing. And one night I'm actually it's New Year's New Year's Day. New Year's Day. I'm walking up an alleyway. The police guy comes up on me. I guess they seen me because the town I was living in, I've been getting in trouble since I was a kid. So like a lot of the police knew me. So when they see me, they seen I had a warrant. He came and grabbed my arm and told me, because I'm walking up the alleyway texting. This is back when flip phones were out. I didn't have no touchscreen or nothing. So I'm texting, not even paying attention. And right when I look up, the cop's car is in front of me. He's getting out, grabbing me, talking about I got a warrant. So I'm like, man, I ain't got no effing warrant. And did like the swoosh to get my arm off of him. And he grabbed my jacket. Like as I'm running away, he grabbed my hood and kind of choked me. So I spun out of the jacket. Like I spun around and pulled out of it. We tussled a little bit. And long story short, he ended up taking me down to the ground, choking me, telling me he's gonna knock me out. In the process of our little scuffle, he scraped his knee, ripped his pants and scraped his knee, bro. They charged me with aggravated assault on a police officer.
Ladies
Yep.
and
And
gentlemen, listen up. Listen
be
up.
careful. Be careful
Hey,
what you do.
I heard dude said that he got assault on a police officer because he was talking too loud in his face and he spit on him. But he didn't technically really spit on him. You know what I mean? But the cop
Yeah.
said it like that, and he got assault on the officer because he was just spit came out of his mouth when he was screaming at him. You know, so
They'll
you got
find any way to get you.
yeah, you got to be very careful, especially if they don't like you. Right then, at the moment, if they don't like you right then, you ain't respecting them. They're gonna try to smoke you with anything and everything they can, man. That's how it goes. All right, so the reason why I asked you that is obviously you've been in and out of lockup numerous times. What the hell
Whole
is
life.
different? Yeah, what's different now, man? You know, you're a part of an organization. Is it hard? I guess you could say, is it hard for you to stay the hell out, man?
Let me tell you, man. 5 years ago, I would say yeah, because 5 years ago, I was still in that street mentality. I was still like ripping and running and selling drugs and using drugs and being in that life. So I would have told you, like, I'm trying my best to stay out, but there's only so much I could do. This was 5 years ago. All I could really say is like, time changes people, man. People grow up and we have kids and it just becomes a point when you realize all them guys that you called your brother and that they called you their brother are gonna be the first ones to stab you in your back, man. You know what I mean? Like, and this is coming from someone that I was like brainwashed at one point in time. There was a point in time where I would have like literally laid my life down for the next man because I thought that he would do the same. And you just go through situations of guys just getting over on you, trying to F your girl behind your back and holler at your girl and telling on you and talking about you behind your back. And these are the people that you call your brother. You know what I mean? So nowadays, man, I just have a very select few of the real ones that were there with me from day one. And I just think a lot different, man. I guess you could just say I grew up, that light bulb popped on above my head, and I just focus on the fam now. I think once you stop living for I, and you learn how to put others first, good things will start to blossom out of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out what are some of the steps now, even though you don't know that it could come later on down the road. What are some of the steps that you do to stay the hell out the mix, man? Like, do you just stay at home?
Well, first and foremost, you got to change people, places, and things, man. Like, I know guys that are 47 years old, still banging, still gang banging, still hustling, still making moves, still out there. It's because they don't really have nothing to live for, man. You just got to give yourself something to live for, or find something that you're good at and that you like to do, man, and just do it. And I think honestly, man, it just comes with age, man, and time. It's just one of those things, you mature. But for me, like, I just had to change people, places, and things. Like, I'll keep it real with you. If I was still living in Pennsylvania, hanging around them same people that I was hanging around with, yeah, I might have been working and doing my thing, but slowly but surely I would have started dipping and dabbing, like, oh, I'm good, I can. And then it's just a snowball effect from there, man. So I think that the first and most important step is to change people, places, and things, and get away from them guys that you think are your friends or your bros, or whatever you want to call it, because they're like crabs in a pot, man. And I had to learn that the hard way, and I love all my friends, all of my past friends, people that I don't really speak to no more. I don't wish no bad ill on them, but I just know that they weren't good for me, you know. And I think finding yourself a good woman, and you can't go out to the club and expect to find a good woman. You can't go to the swap meet and expect to find a good woman. You know what I mean? It's one of those things you kind of just you get whatever energy you put out, man. And before I used to think negative a lot. I think about how am I going to get over on this guy to get this money? How am I going to fucking get this front up to get these fucking drugs off or whatever? But now it's kind of like I think more positive. It's like, all right, because I'm a tattoo artist and shit, so I kind of focus like, all right, where can I get some money to get somebody to do these tats, make some money, or just focus on good things, man, positive energy, and you'd be surprised. It might not happen today or tomorrow, but the positivity will come back to you, man. I'm living proof of it, dude.
Bro, I
You
preach
know?
that so many times, man. And see, that's the thing with people nowadays. They want that. We live in a society full of it. Instant gratification. You turn on your phone, you want to see something, you see it right then. You want to buy something, go online, you buy it, and pretty much be delivered within 24 hours. Instant gratification. But it's sad to say some of the best things in life are not instant, like you said, man. You got to work really hard for them. And like my parents, they've done the right thing their whole life, man. But it wasn't until they were like 40 when they started hitting, gold. Where they
Mm-hmm.
finally didn't have to worry about money no more. They weren't poor. They didn't have to worry about electric and water no more. You know what I mean? So sometimes it takes people getting, to 40 years old to see that positive stuff. But you got to keep trucking, man. And like you said, find something that you're good at. And what are you doing out there, man? You said you're a tattoo artist. You're gaming. You touched into a
Yeah.
little music. I mean, what do you got going on out there, man?
Shit. Right now, man, I'm in Texas. I was living in San Diego, and long story short, I basically, when I left Pennsylvania, man, I left PA to start over, man. And it's one of those things, man, where I left everything in PA behind me except that monkey on my back, man. And I was doing good for a while, man. And then, a lot of times, man, I'm not gonna sit here and say every tattoo artist is like in that life and in the mix, but being in the tattoo industry and being around like some pretty really famous tattoo artists and really prominent shops in California, man, it's just one of those things, man. When you're in that tattoo lifestyle, that ink lifestyle, man, it's just drugs is something that comes apart with that, man.
Rock and roll,
If
bro. It's like the rock and roll
it,
lifestyle of tattoo artists.
that's what my mentor, man, my big brother, Poker Room Tattoo, man. He tatted Suge Knight and a bunch of other people, man. But he told me, he always used to say that to me, man. You need to stop trying to live like a rock star. You're moving a little too quick. And I was, man. And like I said, I left everything behind me except for the monkey on my back. So I started dibbing and dabbing, man. I changed places and people, but I didn't change the things. And man, I'm out here in Texas, so I'm in the cut. I'm not really tattooing as much, but I am at home taking care of the home front. I make money, and I'm just gaming, and I'm making my music, and just everything for me is like an outlet, man. Like I have a lot of energy, like a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to find a way to expend that energy. Before it would be go grab some brews, go grab a G ride, grab some bitches, whatever. But now it's like, let me pick up my kid, look at her face. That gives me motivation to continue to stay on the straight path. You know what I mean? Or
Mm-hmm.
if I'm bored, let me sit down and play this game, or let me go out to the studio and write some music. You know what I mean? So for me, man, it's just outlets, dude. You got to find something to expend that energy on because, you know, a lot of the times motherfuckers turn to crime, partying, drugs, what have you, from boredom.
Yeah.
I know for me a lot when I was getting in trouble, man, I was just bored, dude. And I needed that action. I was just needed something action in my life, man. So for me, dude, I just have outlets. The art, like if I'm not tatting, I'm drawing. If I'm not drawing, I'm gaming. If I'm not gaming, I'm writing rhymes. Like always staying busy, man. Keeping busy for me is what keeps me going, and just being able to see my child's face every day is one
Yeah.
of those things that is just like it's like the fruits of your labor. You know what I mean? It's like having children and having a family, and I never thought about that before. You know what I mean? I never thought about, oh man, I need a family, I need to settle down, because I wasn't thinking about that. And it's just one of those things that it grows on you. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, did you ever feel any kind of, I told the story, some people, the type of inmates I envied the most, right? And the inmates that I envied the most when I was locked up in prison were the ones that had a consistent wife visiting them, right? He got
mm,
mail on a regular basis. You know that dude's old lady is holding him down. He's got kids. He shows you, your cellmate might show you pictures of his kids, and you're like, damn, I ain't got no kids. But
mm-hmm,
that's what I envied when I got in there and started seeing that shit. I said, man, I want a family. I want kids. I want a reliable wife. I want a white picket fence. Was that
mm-hmm.
what you seen or envied those kind of inmates at all?
I don't know if I'd say I envied it, but it definitely made me feel some type of way about me. Like it let me know, like, damn, dude, these guys are kind of living like you, but they have their family, and it's just like, man, it made me realize that I wasn't living right, man. Because I'll tell you, anytime I ever really did time from 14 to 25, I never had a female ride with me. I never got regular VI. I never got mail. I never got phone calls. Like I'll be lucky if I get one card a year for my birthday. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things, man. It's really lonely. It's a really dark ass place. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
you're right though. Seeing other people, like feeling you get in your gut, it kind of feels like a little empty ball in the
Yeah.
center of your stomach. Like damn, like why ain't somebody gonna write me a letter? Or damn, why can't I get some pictures? You know what I mean? Like I'm in here doing this shit by myself. And it's like one of those things, man. And I can't be mad at people, because for us convicts, when we get locked up, time stops. But for everyone outside them walls, that world got to keep spinning, man. You know, people can't stop time with us because they got lives. You know what I mean? And we have lives too, but we chose to do what we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that would get me a lot though, man. Seeing that, like every week, I'd be waiting on my visit, thinking somebody gonna come, and then my name don't get called, so I just go and hit that bed, cover over their head, and just go right out. You know what I mean?
That's a
Definitely is a
bad feeling, man.
fucked up feeling. Yeah. The day I got out, I just went and started partying. You know what I mean? I felt like I had a lot of time that I lost. I had to catch up on. I just felt like I wasted a lot of years of my life, and I started ripping and running, man. And it started out with just the drinking and the bud and hanging out, and then it progressed, and started getting worse and worse, into robbing and stealing and lying and dealing and using. And that went on for, I'd say, about 3 years, man. After I got off paperwork, I got real strung out. I was all fucked off. And one day, man, I just woke up and I was like, man, I'm tired of this shit. Like I'm so sick of this shit. I've been seeing it since before I was even introduced to it. Like ever since I was a baby, basically. You know what I mean? Like my dad's been drinking his whole life, so I grew up with that. Mom and dad was on some completely other shit as I'm growing up, and and then it led on to me for a lot of years. And I think, man, nowadays, man, it's just like I said, I grew up. You know what I mean? And things aren't like they used to be for me anyway. You know what I mean? Just because I think about situations differently and I approach them differently. See, like back in the day, I only had two speeds: go and go faster. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. I didn't think about nothing. I was just acting and not thinking first. So I think like just being able to actually stop and think before I do things, and having a reason to live is what helps me, keeps me straight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For
man.
sure.
And I salute to you, man. For real, I salute to you because a lot of people don't understand. I had great parents, and I still screwed the hell up big time.
Hmm.
Great role model parents. You didn't, and a lot of people that did come on to my show, they had parents that didn't do stuff probably the right way either. And people really don't understand how much that messes with the kids' mind, seeing their parents not live a responsible, life.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
that
for
shit,
sure.
and I think really the courts and everything should take that into consideration big time, because I
Yeah.
mean that leads people down a dark path when they don't have a good strong home foundation, and
Hmm.
they think that that's the route. You know what I mean? They think that's the route,
Like.
but it's not. But you change your shit up, man. You're out here doing what's right. I
Hmm.
love to see it, man. And you didn't have no one to really guide you when it comes to like a responsible parents or anything along those lines, man. You
Nah,
just had
man.
the system for the most part, and you're out here with a good head on your shoulders, man. And that's hard to do. And I tell people all the time, it really just boils down. You could say you're a girl, your old lady, your kids, whatever, not going back to prison. You can say whatever you want, but really it just comes down to you don't want to do that shit no more. You're tired of it, man. That's
Yeah, man. Again, it's like saying, you grow up. You know
uh,
what I mean? You grow up, and it's just like I said, I woke up. I did that went on for about 3 years, and my mentor, my big bro, he was already in California. He's from California. He was already really established out there and shit. And I just called him one day, like, bro, I'm sick of this shit. Like, I can't stand my life no more. I can't stand these people. I can't stand this fucking warp zone town that I'm living in. I need to get out. And he didn't hesitate, man. He sent me $200 for a bus ticket. I hopped on the Greyhound with my tattoo equipment in my backpack and left. And I haven't looked back since, man.
you went to
And since then,
Texas.
no, I went straight to California.
Okay, well, see, this is what I was gonna ask you, man. Because a lot of people, I mean, you probably didn't have too much money on you during all this, right?
No.
Okay,
Nope.
how the hell is it, man? Traveling the country with no money, you're going to a whole nother another state. How is
Hmm.
that shit, man? I mean, it's gotta be scary. You had to have had some kind of homeless situations at some point, right?
Yeah, so for me, man, I was actually very blessed and fortunate to have people in my corner that really fuck with me, and I didn't have to go through no homeless situations.
Good, good.
But I did have to start from the bottom. It's not like I just landed in Cali and he gave me money and gave me cars and gave me whatever, like that's my brother, you know what I mean? So anything that was his was mine, and he just he pointed me in the direction that I needed to go, and I just took it and ran with it. You know what I mean? But it was scary, dude. It was scary. I was nervous. I didn't know. I didn't, you hear stories about California. You gotta be careful how you wear your hat. Can't wear red. Can't wear blue. Gotta be, So it was a little nerve wracking in some of them ways, and nerve wracking for me too, because I just got done kicking. You know what I mean? I was sick for a month straight. And it's like, man, I hope I can leave this shit here in Pennsylvania, man. But it was a cool experience too, man. Riding the Greyhound for 4 days across
I
America.
bet you met some people, huh?
Yeah. Oh my God, bro. The,
Oh,
the people that I met on that bus ride, man, it blew my mind, dude, the
eh,
way some people were living.
is it like the movie? Like the movies, sometimes they get off of that, they take a little break, they all smoke a little J.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, bro. So check this out, right? We landed in St. Louis, Missouri,
Mm-hmm.
and the bus driver that was supposed to show up for work that day, I guess he quit his fucking job or something, walked out.
Uh huh.
So I ended up getting stuck in St. Louis for 5 hours, and it
At
was
the bus
cold. I
stop,
didn't
at the bus
At the
station,
terminal. Yeah, just at the terminal waiting,
just you
just
or a
waiting
bunch
for
of people?
the whole bus that I was on. We all got stuck there is for what's called a layover,
Yeah, yeah,
but it wasn't supposed to be a layover. It's just the driver didn't show up,
yeah.
and I didn't have no jacket. It's cold as fuck. Icicles hanging off the turn pass, like super cold. So I hop in a little taxi that's outside the terminal, go to Dollar General, get a thermal, get a hoodie, and when I come back, I get out of the taxi, and there's this person that's right there, and they're smoking weed. So I'm like, yo, what's up? Let me, right? So we're hitting it, and then we walk around the corner, and this is my like I never have seen meth in my life. Like I never seen it. I
Yeah.
never have like been around it. Like the hardest shit I've seen like the heroin and the crack and coke and all that, but I never was really, I never seen meth or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So the person looks at me and is like, "You like to skate?" And I'm
Oh,
like,
hell yeah, like to
"Yeah,
skate.
yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, I skate. I used to skate and shit like that." And they're like, "No, I'm not talking about rollerblades or skateboarding, right?" I'm like,
Ah,
what are you talking about? And so the fucking chick pulls out a meth pipe and says, "I'm talking about ice skating." And I'm like,
ah,
what? I'm like, oh hell no, I don't do that
yeah.
shit. And fucking bumped out real quick. But that was just one of the funny crazy situations that I went on the bus, man.
I'm talking about ice skating.
Yeah, like they like, you ice skate, and I'm like, ice skate, what? You know what I mean? And it was funny, man.
That's
It was a
like
crazy
that's like reading the
situation.
backs of the damn drug test boxes. You ever read the back of them shits? They say they give you the street names of drugs, and I remember reading for e pills. They had one of the street names was Disco Biscuits. Disco
Disco
Biscuits. I said, bro, I ain't
biscuits.
never heard that shit in my life, man. They making shit up now. You know what I mean?
Right?
But
That's funny as hell.
yeah, I wonder where they got their intel from. But that's cool, man. Well, let me ask you this: your tattoos. You're tatted up going to California, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone run down
Yeah.
on you and ask you about them tats?
Nah, man, not really. And that's the thing too. Like you hear a lot of stories about how Cali is, and well, I think honestly, it had a lot to do with the people you're around too, man. My brother, man, he's a pretty
Respected
well
person out there.
respected
Yeah.
individual, and because I rap and shit, and I talk about certain things in my raps. And when I'm over there, we were actually we went to Compton. It's my first time in Cali, and I was driving his car. He had me driving because he was drinking, and I'm still on Pennsylvania speed limits. You know what I mean? Like over there, all our speed limits are 25,
Yeah.
30. You get out to Cali, it goes up to 35 and 40 on regular streets,
Residential?
residential streets, like
Damn.
35 miles an hour.
They
Yeah, it's a
zooming.
lot faster. So I'm doing my normal like little 30, 25, and my bro's like, yo, man, you gotta stop driving so fast. You're gonna get our car shot the fuck up. So
Oh,
like,
you
cause
mean
it's
too
just that
slow?
bad. Yeah, driving too slow. He said, you
Yeah.
better stop driving too slow, speed up. Someone will shoot our car. You know what I mean? Because we're driving around, got the tinted windows, and it's just how it is, man, out there. It's just a different way of life.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was over there rapping for some guys and shit like that. And one of the questions came up. They're like, yeah, but is he about it? Is he about that shit? And my brother's like, it don't matter because I am. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's like, because I was who I was around, I didn't really have no issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But not saying I was scared or nothing like that, because obviously I wasn't. I went where I went. You know what I mean? But it's just funny because like when it's just like it seems like it's a different world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the way the people act it's just completely different. You doesn't feel like you're in America when you get down there in them trenches, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm trying to make an example. Like, all right, for instance, five guys could be rappers in this small town in PA, and ain't no one really gonna question if he's about it. But when you go to Cali, like you gotta be about what you're rapping about. Like you gotta be about the shit you're saying because people will test you. You know what I mean? Like them dudes, they probably did wanna you know, check me or whatever you want to call it. But like I said, because who I was with, I didn't have no issues.
That's happened to me a few times where people I went into hoods out here in my area in Norfolk. There ain't no white dudes out there and shit. And for real, the only reason why I
Mm-hmm.
really survived or didn't get robbed or get sent out the neighborhood if I weren't with certain people, man, for sure. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
I understand exactly where you're coming from, and that's what's up, though. You know, you got to taste a little bit of California. How is Texas compared to Pennsylvania and California? I mean, is it pretty decent out there? You decided to live there, right?
Yeah, so yeah, that kind of brings you back to so I left PA, and when I went to Cali, the only thing I still had was that monkey on my back, man. So I started dibbing and dabbing. I was working at a 24-hour tattoo shop,
24
and
hour.
yeah, in one of the most expensive neighborhoods in San Diego, Point Loma. It's really famous for having a street, Garrison Street. Every house on the street is over $1 million home. And it's right next to a college and military base. But being in a shop that's 24 hours, after 12 o'clock is when the freaks come out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See some crazy
And
stuff, huh?
yeah, you see crazy stuff, and it's just you got to deal with a lot of stuff being in a shop and being around the drugs. So I started dibbing and dabbing, man, dibbing and dabbing, and once it trickles, it pours, basically. You know what I mean? And so I left San Diego and I came down here to Texas to clean myself up again. And then once I moved down here, now that's when we had the child, and you know, thank the Lord, knock on wood. I've been clean over a year. I've been clean over a year. I don't
Good
drink
shit,
booze.
dude.
You know what I mean? I don't do nothing. All I do is my weed and my cigarettes. That's it, you know. But so that's why I came down here to Texas. And being down here, man, it's like a different world again. You know what I mean? Like I was just talking to my old lady earlier, and I was telling her like there's people that are here in Texas that are famous or whatever with like arts and music and tatting, but they have never left Texas. That's how big Texas is. And there's a lot of pride down here, like Texas pride and shit like that. It's open, much more open. Like you look up in the skies, it's not no skyscrapers or nothing in your way. So it's just like big ass skies, and
Yeah.
so it's different as far as prices. You know what I mean? It's a lot cheaper down here.
Cheaper than
like,
Pennsylvania?
Cheaper than Pennsylvania too. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Gas down here, I get the medium grade gas for like $2 and something a gallon, dude.
Yeah.
Cheap down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cheap, man. So Texas is a good spot if you want to raise a family and stuff. But for me, I just need I need to be a little bit closer to like cities and shit because of my profession. Like I'm out in the country right now. Across from me, there's a 100-acre field with cows in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ain't no 24-hour parlors around there. Hey, I ain't never even heard of no 24-hour parlors. That shit's crazy, man.
Yeah, me neither, dude, until I went out there. Yeah, and my brother, my mentor, man, he's the one that linked me up with that dude at 24 Hour, man. And I'm blessed, man, because I'm in good standings there. I could go back, you know, whenever I want. That's one of those things, like the shop that's there, been there so long that you're gonna make money if you go there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he has
reputation.
A client base.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. Yeah, I can only imagine who the hell comes in that bitch after midnight, you know? I wonder how many people regret the tattoos they get after midnight too, you know? But
right.
Well, look, man, first off, I apologize it took so long to get you on here. We had a lot of run-ins getting this round 2 done, man, but tell the people, man, what you got going on. Where can they follow you if they want to follow you?
Man, if you want to follow me, just look me up on YouTube, man. I got 2 channels. I got one that has some prison content and all my music. That's Grew Up Inside. If you just type in Grew Up Inside on YouTube, that my picture will pop up. And then my other channel is called It's Me Almighty. That's for me. I usually upload gaming videos on there daily. You know what I mean? I'm trying to break into the gaming community, you know.
It's hard. It's a hard one. You got to keep it up now.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's just and then Instagram, you could follow me on Instagram at iRapItat. I'll send you the links and shit. Maybe you can put them up. People can reach out to me for like custom shirts, custom hats, custom shoes. I do all that shit, man. I draw everything by hand, pen and ink.
Just keep doing what you're doing out there, man. You know, you got your new child. You know, nothing but blessings to you and your family, man. Hopefully something cracks off, man. You know, with the tattooing, the music, or the gaming. You know.
Yeah,
that'd be bad.
Bro, I'm gonna just keep working hard at all of it.
I'm just waiting for one of my viewers to start blowing up in the gaming industry so I could ride the wave a little bit.